In the press conference announcing Russell M. Nelson as the new prophet and president of the LDS Church, something unusual happened in the course of what appeared to be a extemporaneous press conference. Reporters were allowed to stand and ask questions of the first presidency, and they gave what seemed to be answers off of the cuff. Let's take a look at something unusual that you may have noticed if you were paying attention.
What will you do in your presidency to bring women, people of color, and international members into decision-making for the church?
That's a good question, Peggy.
Like he did in all of the other reporters' cases, the prophet starts out with kind of a personal note to the journalist. And these seem to be very impromptu and just kind of an aside from the main purpose of the conference.
I hope I can be forgiven if I say I have a special place in my heart for you. I know your mother. I know your father. I know all four of your grandparents.
Did you catch it? Something really unusual just happened. Let's watch it again, but I want you to pay attention to what the prophet Russell M. Nelson is saying and the lip movement that Dallin H Oaks is doing.
Mother. I know your father. I know all four of your grandparents.
Did you see that? It's weird. It's like Dallin Oaks knows the impromptu things that Russell M. Nelson is saying as an aside to the Tribune reporter Peggy Fletcher Stack. You can kind of focus just on Dallin Oaks' lips, and you can see that he's essentially, I mean, it's almost like he's the one saying it. Let's zoom in on that.
I know your father. I know all four of your grandparents.
That's no mistake. He knows what's being said. So there's a couple of possibilities here. This could actually be a very scripted press conference where there actually is a teleprompter in the form of a screen or something that is facing the brethren that we can't see from the perspective of the camera, that they are reading pre-scripted responses from. Another possibility is that they have rehearsed and memorized these answers where the questions have been posed beforehand and they kind of know what they're going to say. You know, if you want to get crazy, you could say that Dallin H Oaks has, he possesses some sort of mind-melding psychological control, and he's actually psychologically puppeteering Russell M. Nelson, but that's ridiculous. I think that just based on that little clip, we have to acknowledge that this is a scripted PR piece. And what's remarkable is if it's a scripted PR piece, even these little impromptu asides are scripted, and even with the benefit of the teleprompter, they manage to mess up the answers to these questions so that they're just fuddled messes that are a little bit like seeing that the emperor has no clothes.
I know your father. I know all four of your grandparents.